Here we were looking to get long at our value area low. The market is always trading between one of two states, balance or imbalance. And right now the market's been proven to trade within balance. That's why we're going to be looking for a long. And here, this is our delta. There's a lot of aggressive sellers here, but the one that stands out right now is this negative 133. And as I was reading that, that's what gave me the confidence to start getting long, because that lets me know passive buyers are present, right? If there's negative 137 negative delta, that's got to be absorbed by something, right? And the other side of the order are the passive buyers or passive sellers, which is the orders in the book. Passive buyers are absorbing these aggressive sellers right here. I was losing a little bit more confidence here just because we were slipping below there. And if the volume increases too much, too many aggressive sellers come in here, I don't want them to eat through all of the passive orders sitting there. So I'm still watching this negative 146 level because we have aggressive sellers sitting here. I'm being patient, right? I'm looking to put in my stops here at the lows, but I'm not trying to be too reactionary. I'm trying to read the order flow. So I got stopped out here, down here at the lows as we make a new low. But I understand right here the market's going to make one of two decisions. We're either going to reverse here or we're going to continue to sell off. Now we want to watch the order flow and watch what the order flow is trying to do and read how good of a job the market is doing that, right? So right now we're getting a lot of negative delta. The market's trying to push down, but it's doing a terrible job at doing that right now. So here I'm looking to manage risk, looking to add more to my position, added a couple more contracts here. Volatility's picking up. I see more aggressive buyers stepping into the market here at 122 delta at 25,187. Right? Regaining confidence, re-added to that position, adding more on this one over here. Right? More aggressive delta stepping into the market. You can see that momentum picking up. My invalidation point is sitting at the lows. Right? Managing the other position because it's a little bit larger, but I'll look to re-enter once I get a little bit more clarity. So I'm reading the market in live time. When I'm lacking confidence, I'm taking size off. When I'm more confident, I'm putting more size on relative to my risk. Here I want to add another position. I have one contract on this position. We're going to be patient here though, because you can tell the increase in volatility here lets you know the market's about to make more decisions, a directional decision, whether that's to trade back within balance or if we're going to go and seek a previous level of balance or develop a new level of balance. Right, we got our stops in at the low. I like to call those the invalidation points. Right? I want to know the areas in the market that if the market gets to these levels and holds beneath these levels, where does that invalidate my trade thesis? I want to know when I should stop trading. I want to know when my trade thesis is no longer valid, so I'm not looking for solid risk to reward entries, right? I was lacking confidence here, and the reason why I was managing a couple times, because although we're getting some more aggressive delta into the market, it was still a very weak pop. Like even over here, down here at the delta bars, price is popping, but delta is dragging. Delta's having a difficult time to keep up with price. So I didn't have too much confidence right out of the gate. Here I'm looking to add. I see an increase in volatility. I also start to identify some more absorption, right? Now, delta is starting to decrease, but price is still holding these levels really well. That now lets me know aggressive sellers stepping into the market here are being potentially absorbed right now. So those little details in terms of the order flow and the shift within the imbalance is giving me the confidence to add into a position and where to manage my risk. And then you could just see that delta's decreasing, the delta bars down here still decreasing, but price is still holding. If anything, price is starting to make higher highs. We're recognizing absorption. And if we were to go down to a smaller time frame, we're on the 5-minute over here on the left-hand side. But if we went to a 1-minute chart, you'd be able to see the absorption more clear. Looking to add here, add it to this position here. So now I need to change my stop for 2 contracts. Right, I'm gaining more confidence. Price did not accept outside of our level of value, meaning we have an opportunity for a mean reversion strategy. And this is giving me more confidence now in the trade, where before it was making me lack confidence. Here, price is pushing up, but we're lacking a lot of positive delta down here. But now it lets me know, well, if price is pushing up this much and getting this aggressive, right, how is price getting pushed up? We understand that the passive buyers are absorbing all of those aggressive sellers in the market. So this is giving us the confidence to where I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable to add to the position and let the trade play out. Now, on the order flow footprint charts, we switched from a delta footprint down to a footprint, or down to a bid ask footprint. So now we have imbalances on the offer. We got more aggressive sellers, more aggressive buyers stepping into the market. Where before aggressive sellers were lacking, aggressive sellers were getting absorbed. Now we have aggressive buyers now stepping into the market, right? Volatility is picking up. We're getting imbalances on the offer at consistent price levels. We don't have any very clear stacked imbalances, but we can clearly see where buyers are dominating the sellers, especially on this reversal, right? We had a sell-off out of the gate in the morning. Let's add a little bit more context to this trade. We had a sell-off out of the gate down to our level of value, right? We notice absorption at the bottom of our level of value, potential aggressive sellers getting absorbed by passive buyers. Once we identified that, that gave us more confidence to add to our trade. And as the trade is playing out and running to our profit targets, we see imbalances on the offer, letting us know now aggressive buyers are getting aggressive, right? Momentum is shifting to the other side of the market. Buyers are now dominating sellers. But another thing I want to point out is this fair value gap that was formed when we got more momentum to the upside. You can see inside of that fair value gap, there are imbalances on the offer. So if you've ever been curious to know which fair value gaps might be more effective than others, if you're somebody that trades those concepts, you can look for the imbalances in the bid or the offer, right? And this is exactly how you do it. And you can even see when we pushed aggressively to the downside on the 1 minute chart, we created a fair value gap to the downside, which left a huge imbalance on the bid over here. We ripped to the upside, gained more momentum. We see a fair value gap. We had two imbalances that were very noticeable on the offer over here. Not all fair value gaps produce imbalances on the bid or the offer, but as we're pushing to the highs here, now we're looking to scale out of our position a little bit more. So scaling out of the position allows us to secure some profits, but also allow our entire trade thesis to play out. And as that's playing out, if price gets far enough from your order entry price, you can start to put your stop up a little bit, right? Maybe you can pull your stop up near break even. Maybe you want to put it up beneath it 5 points, 10 points, anything within your risk profile. Right now, once the trade is getting to a point to where it would just be silly to lose on this trade, that's where I definitely want to put my stop in, at least at break even or a little bit into the profit, especially when you're so near your last profit target, to a point where if we sold off all the way back down to this average entry, there's no reason to be losing money on a trade that is so far in the profit for you. So that's the reason behind pulling this stop up above the order entry price. And now one of the reasons why I want to pull the stop down here to get out of this position, because this is one of the first signs of weakness that we can see in the order flow. Over here on the bid side, there's an imbalance on the bid. There's about 173 aggressive sellers to only about 30 aggressive buyers. And that imbalance is popping out towards us. And this is a first pullback, our first aggressive pullback that we've gotten with the sign from order flow that aggressive sellers are actually stepping into the market. So I want to be weary of that, because like we said, the market doesn't have to get all the way to the other end of this level of value. The market can reverse at any time that it wants to. It just let us know that the market wasn't ready to go and seek a new level of value. So this momentum could end at any moment. And because this is a first sign of aggressive sellers stepping into the market, I'm going to take that seriously, and I'm going to start looking to manage my position at this price level. So that's the logic behind getting out of this trade a little bit earlier.
It's not even too early. Maybe we're getting out of this trade maybe 10 points ahead of our initial take profit.
So we're scaling out rest of the position there. Going to look to get out of this position right here in about a few more points, about 7 more points, 6 more points. As you're given new information using order flow, you can adjust your trades accordingly, and you can have more confidence making the decisions that you need to make to manage your active trade. Scaling fully out of those positions there.